Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Podcast for today. Today is Wednesday, August 10th, 2022. Podcast always brought to you by Kevin Mortgage Funding, powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, equal housing lender, a top 10 lender in the United States. 2289 is our NMLS number. Enough with the compliance and legal disclaimers. I'm pretty fired up this morning. I get fired up about a lot of things, but it has to do with business, lack of information, dissemination of accurate versus inaccurate information. But I'm pretty fired up because today we have special guest, Mr. John Kolb. Hi, John.
Good morning, everyone.
And I'm also fired up because I have the host of the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, heard every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 on 97.1 FM, Mr. Harvey Freed.
Good morning to everybody.
Good morning. And this show is also produced and directed by Roberto Beauchene. He's in the booth. He is the producer director and keeps us on the air technologically, camera-wise, sound-wise. And Roberto, I know that you can hear me. Good morning to you, buddy. Also, what are we going to talk about other than the inflation report that came out, other than the economy that is kind of going one way and kind of going another way? We have a diversion here. It looks like it's getting better, but it's really getting worse. We're going to also talk about what makes me angry. What makes me angry is that gas prices, people are happy that it's down to around $4 a gallon. I'm not happy. It never should have been $5.50 a gallon, but we'll get into that later. But I really want to talk about what I'm really fired up about, John and Harvey, is that we're taking the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate and Business Show on the road. On the road, September 15th, we're calling it an event. Our event is going to take place September 15th at 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. We're going to take the show on the road. On the panel, of course, will be Mr. Harvey Freed, Mr. John Kolb, Miss Becky Alley, Miss Lisa Lawson, and myself. But what is this event about? This event is going to be about education and disseminating accurate versus inaccurate information. John, in our industry, it just seems there's all kinds of information out there. And the reason why we call this the Hardcore Podcast or the Hardcore Mortgage Show is because we just cut right to the information that we believe is what people need to hear. Not what they want to hear, John Kolb, but what they really need to hear.
Yeah, I mean, it's, there's a lot of people out there that are just yes people or just play to what everybody wants to hear. Yes, yes, yes. But that's not always the case. You're not always going to hear the answer yes or okay or whatever is best. We have to give you the real information, and so that we don't have any hiccups along the way with your transaction. So, we're here to give you the correct, accurate information, not the information you just want to hear. And that is because we want you to be a successful homeowner and have a successful transaction with us.
Well, in taking the show on the road, we're joined by Becky Alley, and taking the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show on the road, September 15th, 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. We're inviting a lot of people. We're going to have special guests come up on stage. We're going to go ahead and do a show within the event. Joining us also this morning is Becky Alley, also a co-host of the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show. Again, heard every Saturday morning from 9 to 10. And Harvey, I know you're excited about this. Tell us what you're looking for at this event and bringing our show on the road on September 15th.
Well, Harry, we're excited to get out there in the public and invite more and more real estate agents into our arena. It's been, like you said, it's all about facts and helping the buyers and where real estate's going to head in the future. So we're just going to do our same real estate show with the honest advice we've been helping so many families on the radio for now over 23 years. We're going to take that same energy and just present it out in the public. We're going to make it fun, exciting. We're inviting many real estate agents. I want to invite every real estate agent in Southeast Michigan. If they want to attend and be part of something, John Kolb shakes his head. No, that's okay, John. They all won't show anyways, but we're hoping to have a huge turnout, and we're excited to have, even Harry, we're going to invite some of the top appraisal professionals, home inspectors, And of course, we're going to invite everyone. We're sort of figuring it out, but we're going to invite everyone into this podcast to get a whole bunch of information out there.
Well, taking the show on the road, Becky Alley, is something we've been talking about for a long time. I don't believe, and it's kind of contrary to what my philosophy was. My philosophy always has been is that if you're really good at what you do, people will find you. Well, in this day and age of glitz and glamour and reality TV, you got to promote yourself. And I think that we don't talk about ourselves as much as we should. I don't really believe people know how long Becky Alley has been in the business, that she's a top 1% mortgage banker in the United States, along with John Cole, that Harvey's been the host of the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, Becky Alley, for 23 years. And I'm going to even brag about myself. They don't know that, forget about that, we started this company in 1992 and we've been around for over 30 years, which in the mortgage industry is like 100 years. That, you know what? Maybe I won some awards. Maybe I'm a top 500 business person in metropolitan Detroit. Maybe I'm on all the panels, on CNN, on Fox. Maybe the channel 2, 4, and 7 in metropolitan Detroit call me up and ask me for my advice. Becky Alley, we need to tell people about ourselves, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, we've all been doing this a really long time, and we take a lot of pride in the Hardcore Mortgage Show as well as the podcast. And I feel like this is an opportunity for those that haven't been on the show or haven't been able to come on the podcast to kind of really see what we're about. And because you only have so many weeks in a year, so this is something that we can showcase. And sometimes you got to remind people who you are. Drop an elbow or two, because there's a lot of people in the business right now that have gotten into the last several years that kind of muddied the water a little bit. And I'm really excited to kind of put this event on. Everyone knows I like to have a good party. I mean, this backdrop is leftover from my birthday party last month. So I like to put on an event, and we're not going to, show short anything. And it's going to be, I'm really excited to kind of see everyone in one room together.
Yeah. And you know what? I am lucky that I get to learn from you, Becky. I get to learn from John. I get to learn from Harvey, as well as Lisa, and everybody that I'm actually blessed enough to work with every single day, because I'm looking to learn every single day. But what I've also learned out there, and I got to go back to Harvey because I know he's going to stir it up. I've got to go back to Harvey because I've also learned that there are people out in our industry that they want recognition, they love the camera, but they don't really work at their craft. And I think it's about time that we go ahead, and John's shaking his head, so I know I'm on the right track. It's about time that we are out there and telling everybody how we helped tens of thousands of families over the last 30 years, save millions of dollars, and have closed billions of dollars in transaction, Harvey.
Some of the things that we have helped our clients with in the past, being very knowledgeable, Harry, we've always talked about it. I'm not going to go into some really crazy things and talking about when I went to some other offices in the past and found out where their educational level, what's the information that the clients are hearing? What's society, the homeowners, hearing about how mortgages and real estate works? We're sort of in that same type of market again, because Harry, we know that rates are a little bit higher than they've been in the past. And potentially some of the families that are going to buy in 2022 and 2023 are going to have an opportunity maybe 2 or 3 years from now to refinance their home. And so there's a little bit more education in explaining to these families, look, this mortgage is what you're going to do now to get into the house. And there's going to be some opportunities to change it, maybe to reduce the term and reduce the interest rate, get rid of the PMI, and how we really need to stay on top of those clients, educating them and keeping the money in their pocket moving forward.
Yeah, John Cole, I think Harvey brings up great points. I want to direct the conversation that just pretend it's just you and I and everybody else listening. They don't know that we're here, but let's just talk about just two guys talking. And I'm going to go to Becky after this, but two guys talking here. I think it's really important that people need to know how many transactions somebody has done in the industry that they're professing to be an expert at. Okay. Listen, I think experience matters. I think time in the industry matters. But what matters most to me is somebody working at their craft in the trenches every single day. I'm angry. I'm edgy. I'm angry today because there are a bunch of people making noise out there. They don't work in it every single day. They just make a bunch of noise. They talk about things that they don't know what they're talking about, but they don't work at their craft every single day, John Cole.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I would even take it one step further that I don't care about the number of transactions that you've done. Because you've got these big companies that can muck up any transaction out there, and they've got people sitting on the front lines that have no idea what they're doing. It's about the quality of loans that you're doing. It's about the quality of the relationship that you're building with the client, the realtor, and yes, making sure that you are doing everything the best that you can every single day. If you got a company out there that's national and just plugging away and everybody's PO'd at them after every transaction, that doesn't do them any good. That just means there's more PO'd people out there. So I think making sure that we're treating our clients like we do, and also the combination of how many loans that we do and how many happy customers we have, that is a true telltale of what we do and how we do it.
Yeah, Becky, people need to know this. Relationships, we sat on the board of a very large bank some years ago, and we were invited to a seminar, and I never met a microphone I didn't like. So I got up there and I talked about relationships are the key to any transaction. And I believe the relationships, as John said, that we have forged in the community, I think people need to know about that. And that is going to be front and center at our event.
Yeah, I feel like we're a local, so we are a nationwide company. I feel like a lot of people don't know that because they are so used to the down home connection that they get with all of us. But we are national, meaning that we're like top 5 nationally as far as we can do all 50 states. But you can literally sit across from me and have a conversation. You're texting me at night. You're texting John at night. You're texting Harvey at night. You're really connecting with us. You don't get lost in the sauce, right? And you can, like what John was saying, you can have a company that's putting out 10,000 transactions, but it's quantity over quality, right? And we're still doing a lot of transactions, but we don't get lost in what the actual end result is, and that is happy clients. And sometimes, to be honest with you, I might be the second call in, but guess what? My referral partners know that if their client maybe went with another lender because they, against their best advisement, they know that if something happens that needs to be fixed, I'm that second call in. They tried to make me the first, the client decided, well, if there's a problem, they know that they can call us here at Capital Mortgage Funding, and we're going to get that client to the finish line, regardless of who's messed up the first time around. So obviously we always want to be the first call, but I'll be that second call as long as I'm that last call that I can, we can close a transaction. And that's what's important. And I'm really excited again to really just get out there and just remind everybody, like, hey, we're here. We want to put you on our show. And this is an opportunity for those that maybe haven't, or maybe didn't hear of us. We're going to let them know what's up.
Yeah, I think people need to know that we work. Okay. We work for a living. John Kolb works. Becky Alley works. Harvey Freed works. Lisa Lawson, everybody here in our office, we're in it to win it every single day. And we work very, very hard. And we look for solutions to the problem, not the blame. It's fix the problem, not the blame. We're not big on blaming. We roll up our sleeves, we get down into it, and we find that solution. And Harvey Freed, I guess what I'm really, angry is not, it's passionate. It's not anger. I guess I'm really passionate about really coming to the forefront and letting people know in our community, they might have heard of us, they might not have heard of us. They're going to know about us because nobody can do what we do with the passion, speed, and excellence. Everybody has the same technology. Okay, stop with the, we can do a loan in 4 days. Everybody can do a loan in 4 days if they had to do a loan in 4 days. There's no reason to do a loan in 4 days. Okay, I don't want to hear about that. Technology. Everybody has the same technology. Don't want to hear about technology anymore. What we're talking about, Harvey, is the knowledge base, the experience level, and the relationships we bring to the table.
No, I agree 1000% with that, Harry. I'm sorry you missed me. I had a serious issue on a purchase. Like you said, Harry, we're always working all the time. I'm not here wearing my Sunday's best because I look good in it. definitely trying to get out to a couple closings today and get more people involved here. It's nonstop education. This year, more than ever before, we're already feeling what we felt back 12 and 15 years ago, that now the society, the clients, the buyers, the first-time buyers, second-time buyers need more knowledge. They just need to have a little bit more knowledge because, again, the economy's been a little rough. Families that were thinking about putting 10 and 20% down now are using the extra money. Of course, they got bidding wars going on. They need the extra funds to pay the over asking, the overappraised value. So again, the money's become a little bit tighter, and families a lot of them do want to know more. They want to know what happens after I close on a mortgage. What can I do to change things? So it's really put us back to that educational piece, Harry, where we're trying to educate, but we're up against a lot of technology, and the enemies are trying to sort of devalue the client and not educate them and dummy down the client. So we've got some interesting times for now, that's for sure.
All right, let's get into some current market trends. What's going on in the market right now? I'm going to start with you, John Kolb. As everybody knows, today at 8:33, the inflation report came out. Inflation is easing ever so slightly. It eased to 8.5% from just over 9. It's still at the top end of a 40-year high for inflation. So what does that mean? Yeah, gas prices came down slightly. Well, not slightly. It came down from a crazy high of almost $6 a gallon to now at about $4.25. Don't get me started on that. But what's really going on? Where are interest rates going? And what are housing prices doing? Interest rates for the last week, 10 days, they've stabilized. They're still, I'm going to say, low. Housing, a lot of purchase agreements are coming in. Housing prices have stabilized as well. John Kolb, what are you seeing in your current market?
I'm seeing a lot of buyers backing off of things. Just not a lot of people out there looking right now, and a little bit more inventory on the market with our partners. In terms of interest rates, we've talked a long time ago that interest rates around 5-6% would probably be the best stabilization for everything, and that's where they're at right now. So I think we're right on track with what we thought. Take out the way that the Fed has come about it, because nobody agrees with how they've come about it. But at the same point, maybe we'll get a little bit of a reprieve on groceries, gas, all that good stuff like you spoke of. But for the most part, I would say that the market is really kind of soft right now with buyers, and we need some more buyers out there.
And Miss Becky Alley, top 1% of all originators in the country. What are you seeing in your market?
I actually am going to go a little bit against John on that one. I do think there's still a lot of buyers out there. They're just being a little bit more cautious on the offers that they're putting out. And some offers, I have a lot of clients out there that have still gotten outbid on some things. So they're definitely continually to put in the work. I do think we saw a little bit of a pause when the interest rates came out as aggressive as they did. And obviously that pause then put you a little bit behind. So now we're on that treadmill kind of getting going again. But we projected the rates being high 5s by the end of this year since the beginning of last year. And, like where it came out, the rates went really, really high, but they have stabilized. So if we maintain where we're at, we're going to be on our predictions as far as what we thought we would be at the end of the year. But I do think that buyers are still out there. They're just savvy. They've written an offer or two. I was on a panel last week just about this. You hear a lot of, marry the house, date the rate. And it was like ad nauseum, you're hearing this, right? And, I kind of wanted just to kind of shed a light on that, because people they don't understand what that means. And, we've all bought and sold houses. We've refinanced houses here at Capital Mortgage Fund. We don't just do this professionally. Personally, we've done all these things. And what that basically means is you're getting into the house. If you can pay 100% interest on what you're renting at $1,500, you can pay a $1,500 payment at a high 5 interest rate, and it's investing in yourself. So it's just a matter of, and those opportunities of refinancing are going to come around. I bought my first house when I was 24. That rate was 6.25. I held on to that mortgage. I was able to refinance in the high 3s at that point, right? So the market are always fluctuating, but it's key to get yourself with a professional that's not only lived it, breathed it, but we're part of it. And we hone in on our craft to make sure that we are settling in on some things. And just one other point, home buyers right now, the payment is not the issue. We talked about this on the radio show on Saturday. It's always funds for close. That's always the issue. That's one of the second things out of my mouth to them is, where's your funds? Well, I want to know if there's any down payment assistance programs. We have all of them. We even have a really awesome Fairway Advantage program that is allowing you for a conventional loan for down payment assistance if you qualify, up to $8,700. So you got to talk to us, start that conversation. But the buyers are out there. They're just trying to get these offers accepted.
Yeah, it's a good point that you brought up about the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Program that we've had the last couple of weeks. We've had two great realtors on, Nick Calkey, Remerica, Renee Acho, Keller Williams Domain. Did I say that right, John?
Yes, you did.
Renee
Oh my
Laciacho.
God. Oh my God. I did say that correct. I was waiting for John to go ahead and correct me, but there you go. I must be on top of my game this morning. I feel really good. I feel really pumped up, Harvey Freed, because I do believe that an educated buyer is our friend. And we look to go ahead and educate buyers. And we also look to make sure that they're pre-approved prior to go looking for a home. I don't want to hear a fancy name, super fun, happy meal, pre-approval. I don't want any of that. Okay.
Harry,
What I want a bona fide pre-approval from our company that we've underwritten here in-house, because after all, Harvey, nobody knows that I am a certified underwriter. I use those skills every single day, and I have influence over files that are in our office. People here don't even know that, but we have to start telling people these things, Harvey, because or else all the other mortgage lackeys out there, yeah, I said it, the mortgage lackeys out there are going to have the advantage. They tell people that they're good. They're not really that good, Harvey Freed. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're right, Harry. We're still getting the phone calls from these local people that advertise on some of the same radio stations that we advertise on. And the advertisements sound great. Yeah, they're drawing people to them, but they're not true. And we're getting the phone calls and hearing people that a week before they're closing, they're not ready to close. Something goes wrong. But again, anything go wrong on a file, there's the lender can make mistakes or the borrower may not qualify. This past weekend, I had over $1 million pre-approval, and both agents were said, well, just send me the pre-approval. And the client didn't send me his documents. And I told them all weekend long, not until they're sent, not until I can get my hands on the document and review it and make sure we can run it through the system. So sure enough, Harry, we know, because I heard from down the line, that another lender just sent a pre-approval without even seeing any documents. And at the end of the day, it causes a lot of problems in our industry.
I'm going to start making more noise about that, Harvey Freed. This is the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Podcast. Today is August 10th, 2022. My special guests are Becky Alley, John Kolb, top 1% of all originators in the United States. Harvey Freed, host of the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, heard every Saturday morning from 9 to 10. We're taking the show on the road with this panel and Lisa Lawson, September 15th, 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. Everybody's invited. You should only come if you want to hear the latest and greatest information on mortgages, real estate, and what's going on in the current market. Again, September 15th, 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. Lastly, I'm going to go around the horn, then we're going to wrap it up. Lastly, John Kolb, I will say this to you. I am lucky, I am humbled, and I am honored to work with professionals every single day that care as much about taking care of people, relationships, and saving people money like you, Becky, Harvey, Lisa, and our entire staff that we've done for over 30 years of saving people money, moving them into houses, taking care of them, and closing billions of dollars in transactions, John.
Yeah, I'm very proud to be working with people that want to put in the effort and the love and love and honesty that we do at our company, and we just got to keep that rolling.
I appreciate that, John. Becky out.
Yeah, I definitely agree with this. I actually am trying to, after this, I'm going to handle a transaction where they were with someone for, I don't know, the last 30 days. It was a broker. And at the end of the day, they can't do this transaction. So now I have to step in 30 days later to try to solve the issue. Part of the issue was, I'm talking to the client now, and they keep talking about the rate that the other company was offering. And I said, well, the rate is irrelevant because the loan's never going to close. So what are we talking about? I'm like, I could tell you the rate is 2% and then be like, oh, just kidding, I can never close it. So therefore the rate is arbitrary. It doesn't matter if the loan is not going to close, because, and what Harry was mentioning, everything is in-house here. We close in-house, we underwrite in-house, we are lending our money. Therefore, we can make business decisions. We can make a progressive analysis of someone's file. Now, we're not looking to give bad loans out. We don't do that. But at the same time, if it makes sense and we can get this loan to the closing table because we're trying to, service the clients, service our referral partners, we're able to do that. We're educated. We're looking at this like an underwriter. We don't have to send it to Nova Scotia and wait for someone to respond a business day later. We're literally boots on the ground doing it immediately. And that's one of the things that I pride ourselves on, is that we're not rookies. We're all really experienced. We have great teams, and you can actually call us all the time. And like I said, I'll always be that second call in. I'd rather be the first, but I take pride in the fact that my referral partners know that they can call us when there's a problem, and we're going to work it out.
Yeah, we're looking for solutions. We want to solve problems. We want to take care of people. And if you don't feel it, in your heart, and you don't feel it and think it through with your head, I don't know why you're in this business. Just to give some crazy answer to some question, we're going to root that out. I mean, I'm so fired up right now. I can't even tell you, Harvey Freed.
Good stuff, Harry. Yeah, I'm excited too, Harry. Of course, we're going to have our show Saturday. We've got many hardcore mortgage shows scheduled throughout the year. We'll be probably on board for 2023. And again, getting more information out there to buyers and a lot of the second time buyers too. And I'm working with a guy now. He lived in his house for 25 years. And he said, wow, Harvey, it's sort of the same. He just didn't remember the process. And just getting back out in front of some people to make it smooth, easy, and hassle-free. That's what makes real estate really fun.
Yeah, well, I appreciate all you guys this morning. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge Becky Alley. You look like you're on the red carpet at some Oscar show, the Academy Awards. You got that whole thing going on in the background. You look great as always. I appreciate you. John,
I might keep this background going forward.
I would. It's better than this. Okay, it looks a lot better. John Kolb, I appreciate you and your knowledge all the time. Sorry, Lisa couldn't be with us this morning. Mr. Harvey Freed, your passion, dedication, and hard work is second to none. This is Harry Glantz for the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Program, August 10th. Remember, come to our live event that we're having. We're taking the Hardcore Mortgage Business Show on the road, September 15th, 5th Avenue. Roberto Beauchesne in the booth. This is Harry Glantz, and we'll see you soon.